Humanity is slipping. It was last Friday night on Warwick Road, Coventry, just as you leave the city centre towards the station, in daylight, that my colleague witnessed a young man being verbally and physically assaulted for being from overseas, shouted insults, a stranger, foreigner, and other words we don't want to repeat. And all this happened right in front of her. No one reacted. Well, probably for various reasons. It happened quickly and we're frightened and fear being attacked ourselves, and or worse, just indifferent. My colleague stopped. The victim was on his way for a run, a young male student from Indonesia, a Christian by faith, and his first reaction was to say he forgave his attackers while still being shocked. Now, I haven't read the Pope's new encyclical, Magnificat Humanitatis, the grandeur of humanity, so I might be misreading, but there isn't much magnificence about one human insulting and abusing another. The articles I've read about the encyclical concentrate on humanity and AI, but it also speaks of our loss of good foundations. When people come to believe that nothing is genuinely true and that principles are hollow words, then the fuse in their hearts is lit for new eruptions of intolerance and aggression. The encyclical takes that idea and roots it in the dangers of the driven media. Public opinion is gradually being shaped and conditioned by polarizing media narratives, which are often amplified by algorithms that prioritize conflict and confrontation. And then it places the effects of all this polarizing onto the international stage. It's in this context that humanity is slipping into a violent culture of power where peace no longer appears as a responsibility to be taken on, but as a fragile interval between conflicts. Well, whether it's polarising confrontation on Warwick Road within Coventry city centre or a polarising confrontation in a far-off place, the slide is to easy violence rather than the hard yards of peace building. My city and my diocese make peace and reconciliation core values grounded in the tragedy of the Blitz 85 years ago. Today, Christians for sure, but all of good intent, whether of faith or no faith, humanity is on the slide, and only the daily work of each person to be bearers of peace and reconciliation, to love my neighbour as Jesus told us, can begin to arrest this, one interaction after another, one challenge with decency and goodness after another. As St. Paul wrote, and he lived in a pretty brutal society as well, you must no longer live as the Gentiles do, in the futility of their thinking. They are darkened in their understanding and separated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to their hardening of their hearts. Well, can you and I be people of goodwill, doing good to all, seeking the best for all, even challenging those who insult and attack others? If you enjoyed this, please like, share and subscribe. Or join us this Sunday, online or in person.